We're gonna read this article, and I know it's an article because it has a date right here. It has volume, and so I think it's an article of a magazine. It says a book for Jonah. So I'm gonna look for information. Number one, a 6-year-old boy named Dylan Siegel, I'm gonna underline that, wanted to help his friend Jonah. Okay, so Dylan wants to help Jonah, who has a rare liver disease. Jonah's disease is so uncommon that only 1 in every 1,000,000 people have it. Wow. Uncommon means not common. Okay, not everybody has it. It's only 1 in every 1,000,000. Scientists are doing research to find a cure for the disease. Dylan told his parents that he wanted to raise money to help pay for research. His parents suggested having a bake sale or setting up a lemonade stand, but he had another idea. Wow, what idea did he have? Dylan grabbed his pencil and wrote a 16-page book titled Chocolate Bar. Okay, 16-page book called Chocolate Bar. The idea for his book came from a phrase that Dylan and Jonah created. The phrase is so chocolate bar. It means so cool or so awesome. In the book, Dylan writes about some of his favorite things like swimming or going to the beach. He writes that each experience is so chocolate bar. I think Dylan not only is creative, but he's also selfless. He cares for people. And guess what they did? They included a photo. It says Dylan wrote a book to help his friend. Chocolate, look at that. And that's Dylan, and he feels happy. But more, I think most of all, because he's able to help his friend. Number 3. Soon the book was printed. Dylan, his family, and his friends worked hard to prepare for the book sale. At a special event at the boys' school, Dylan told everybody about the book, okay? Here we go. A grocery store provided chocolate bars to be sold at the school to raise more money for Jonah. Dylan sold all 200 copies of his book and 100 candy bars, making $5,000 in just a few hours. Aww. That was just a start. The boys appeared on TV, both of them, in TV shows to talk about the book. They went to a bookstore in California and signed the books that people bought. Oh, at the book signing, they made even more money. Book signing. And a website that tells about Jonah's disease also has copies of the book for sale. So that means that he became popular. More people are helping. So far, Chocolate Bar has raised several $100,000. Wow. Dylan's goal is $1 million. He gives all the money to the University of Florida College of Medicine, where doctors are trying to find a cure for his disease. Dylan and Jonah. Here we go. Dylan enjoys helping Jonah. Dylan says that helping a friend is so chocolate bar. Okay, guys, remember, when you have a paired passage, don't go on to the next reading. You already read one. We read the book for Jonah. Now we're going to answer the questions. Just make sure you are on the right section. A book for Jonah, questions 18 to 22. Okay? Let me move this a little bit because there we go. 18. What was the main reason Dylan's book was a success? I think because he wants to help his friend. So I'm going to write down here helping. It had a reason, okay? People wanted to help Dylan and Jonah. That could be because it's what I wrote down. It showed what a chocolate bar meant to Dylan. It did show it, but it was not the main reason for success. People were curious about Dylan's favorite activities. I bet they were, but it's not the main reason. It revealed what Jonah likes best about Dylan. I bet it does, but it's not the main reason. The main reason is people wanted to help them. That's why they bought the book. 19. Dylan and Jonah used the phrase chocolate bar to describe something that is very cool. Oh, let me see if I have another screenshot of my question. Okay, I found my question. Question 19. Dylan and Jonah use the phrase "so chocolate bar." He says that it's to say "so cool," no? Something like that to describe events that raise money for Jonah. No. Experiences they enjoy. Yes. Places that sell Dylan's book. No. Ways to make someone feel better. That could be, but this is a distractor. It's so chocolate bar. It means that something they enjoy doing because it's so cool. Okay. Why did the author include information in paragraph 4? I have no idea because I need to go back and check my paragraph 4. My paragraph 4 is right here. It says, that was just the start. The boys appear on TV shows to talk about their book. Oh, and I wrote down the word popular. So they had TV shows and signing. They signed their books. Okay, so why did the author include information in paragraph 4? To let us know that they were popular, right? Okay, to explain how so many people heard about Dylan's mission. Yeah, that could be it. It says to explain how so many people heard about Dylan's because of the signing and the TV shows. To tell why the two friends were asked to be on TV shows? No, this we don't know. To describe a place Dylan got to visit because of the book? No, there is no description of any place. To reveal what information can be found on Jonah's website? No, it doesn't say that. So my only correct answer is this one right here. To explain how so many people heard about them because of the TV shows that they reach a lot of people and the book signings that also reach a lot of people. Okay, my question that they always ask, what is the best summary? But it's not for the whole thing. It's just paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. And I need to read them again. 1, 2, and 3. It's right here. Here we go. 1. A 6-year-old boy named Dylan, okay, had a best friend, who happened to have a very uncommon disease, and Dylan wanted to raise money so he could give it to the doctors so they can find a cure. And Dylan created a book called Chocolate Bar. Chocolate bar means so good or so awesome, okay? So that was paragraph 3. Paragraph 2. Paragraph 3 says, soon the book was printed. Dylan, his family, and his friends worked hard to prepare for the book sale, and he raised $5,000 in just a few hours. Okay? So I'm going to read it. It has to have all the information and no details. Here we go. Dylan Siegel's friend Jonah has a liver disease. Yes. Dylan wrote a book called Chocolate Bar to sell at school. A grocery store provided chocolate bars for Dylan to sell. Does it say that he raised $5,000? Okay. No, it doesn't say that. A grocery store provided chocolate bars for Dylan to sell. This is a detail. So letter A cannot be. B. Dylan Siegel wanted to write a book titled Chocolate Bar about going to the beach and other things he enjoys. After he wrote the book, he sold copies of it at school. No, because you're missing the whole point. Helping his friend. Okay? C. Dylan wanted to raise money for his friend Jonah. Yes. Dylan's parents had ideas about some ways that he could raise money. He worked with people to sell a book he wrote. Not so sure. Let me read the other one. Dylan Siegel wanted to help his friend Jonah, who has liver disease. Dylan wrote a book titled Chocolate Bar. Copies of the book and chocolate bars donated by a grocery store were sold to raise money for Jonah. This is the best summary. This is the best summary. How do I know? Because it has all the elements. Okay? Letter C has this. Dylan's parents had ideas about some ways he could raise money. That's a detail. Okay? If you compare those two, letter G is the best. I'm going to read it again. Dylan wanted to help his friend Jonah, who has a liver disease. Dylan wrote a book titled Chocolate Bar. Copies of the book and chocolate bars donated by a grocery store were sold to raise money for Jonah. This is the best summary. And the last question for this section. Which detail from the article suggests that many people want to help Jonah? It means, which ones of these four tell that many people want to help? The book describes some of Dylan's experiences. No, it has nothing to do with people wanted to help. The scientists at the university needed to do some research. Yeah, it doesn't tell why so many people wanted to help. H. Dylan's book has raised several hundred thousands of dollars. Yes, it shows how much people wanted to help because these people bought the book. Dylan's parents provided ideas. No, this is not about people. The only sentence that refers to people is letter H. That's my correct answer. Now I'm going to move to the next one. It's called Fruit for All, and I bet it's also about helping people. Okay, I'm going to write down here. And as I read the second article, I'm going to think of ways how this one is connected to the one that I read before. One day in 2010, a high school student named Zach Sobey found out about a way to help people who needed food. The organizations he learned about take extra fruit from fruit trees. Oh, okay. High school student, Zach. Help people who need food. There you go. The organizations he learned about take extra fruit from fruit trees and give it to local food banks. Zach decided he would start his own group in his California neighborhood. He called the group Fruit for All. So what does Fruit for All do? It's an organization, take extra fruit and give it to local food banks. If you don't know what a food bank is, let me explain to you. It's an organization that collects food and hands it out to people in need. Okay? So that's what Zach did. He collected fruits, and hand it out to the food bank so they can distribute it. And there is a photo, and that's Zach. And the caption for the photo, this is a caption. Caption says, Zach, founder of Fruit for All. And there was a picture, and you could see him. He's very young, and he was smiling. He's proud. Okay, 2. To make Fruit for All successful, Zach needed eager volunteers that you want to, willing, that you want to. Trees loaded with fruit. Zach asked community members to call or contact him online and let him know whether they had trees with extra fruit. Initially means at the beginning, okay? It was difficult to find people who were willing to contribute the fruit for their trees, but as news of Zach's ideas spread, people contacted him. Soon, Fruit for All was really growing. With the help of his brother Jackson and other volunteers, people that do not get paid, remember, Zach has gathered and donated more than 7,000 pounds of fruit to local food banks. The group usually works on the weekends, and the volunteers travel as far as 20 miles from Zach's house. The volunteers usually gather about 500 pounds of fruit each weekend. But one weekend, they collected over 2,000 pounds of fruit. That's a lot. That means that they were successful. Okay? Fruit for All also has a website that explains the group's goal, which is to inspire people to help. Visitors on the website learn 3 ways they can get involved. They can allow volunteers to pick fruit for them. Okay, then you have the explanation of a food bank. A food bank is a place that collects food and gives it to people who need it. And you have a number 1 there because it's right here, the number 1. It's right here, okay? So that's why you have to look for the information at the bottom of the page. It says the other page said that they could ask them to collect the fruit for them. They can volunteer to pick fruit, and they can start a fruit for all group in their area. People who are interested can also use the website to ask Zach and Jackson questions and post comments. With help from groups like Fruit for All, more people are able to enjoy delicious fresh fruit every day. Photo. Fruit for All volunteers pick a fruit. And you can see them right there. Now let's do the questions. The reader can infer that people with busy schedules can still help Fruit for All by... Okay, it means you have a lot of things to do in your day. How can you help? Starting a group in their own neighborhood. Okay, that implies a lot of time. This it means you need to consume a lot of your time to start a group. Helping collect fruit from people who have extra. Okay, the reader can infer that people with busy schedules can still help by helping collect fruit from people who have extra. This also involves lots of time. But they can pick up the fruit. Or I can ask other people to become volunteer. Let me think about that. So I have two choices because the first two involve lots of time. They cannot be. Allowing volunteers to pick fruit from my tree gives me, do I need time to consume? Do I need to spend time collecting the fruit? No, someone else will do it for me. So do I need to spend time doing it? No, I just let them do it. Okay, so this one sounds good. Asking other people, I need time to do that. I need to spend time going outside, walking around, or making phone calls, or writing letters to invite people to become volunteers. So the only one that does not include time, that is not time consuming, is just let them come in and pick up the fruit. That is not time consuming. Question 24. In paragraph 4, the word initially means, and I wrote down at the beginning. You can always use your dictionary. Beginning. Oh my goodness, with my handwriting, I'm sorry. So, at first, carefully, always, and without help. And you can always go back to paragraph 2 so you can copy the sentence and then do plug it in. And it's right there. It's right there. Let me do it for you. Oh, well, you do it with me. So we can write initially. It was difficult to find people. It was difficult to find people. Okay, so at first it was difficult to find people. That sounds good. Carefully, it was difficult to find people. Always, it was difficult to find people. Without help, it was difficult to find people. I understand if you think that letter J is the answer. But if you look closely, that it says initially, let's say without help. Without help, it was difficult to find people who were willing to contribute the fruit of their trees. But as news of Zach's ideas spread, people contacted him. So, the best, and if you check the dictionary, the best choice is the first one, okay? Without help, it was difficult to find people. No, it was at first, because they are narrating how the project grew, okay? So, how it grew. So you don't say without help, because that is not telling you a sequence of events, okay? Let's move to the next one. Let's see if I have it right here. Yes, I got 23 here. Which information of the Fruit for All website will be most useful for someone who wants to help? Okay, I want to help, but I live far away. Oh, I can create my own. Remember? How to start a group? Yes. Different fruits that group accepts? No, because it means that I still want to help. Okay. The steps necessary to get volunteers, or how to help pick fruit. Okay, all of these are good, but only one tells me how I can help if I am not living in the area. If I don't live in the area, I can start my own group. One problem Zach faced after he started Fruit for All was that nobody called him with the extra fruit. I remember reading that. F. Collecting fruit from people who lived miles away. I'm sure this was a problem. Getting enough people to participate. I think this is the best answer because he didn't receive calls. Finding enough time during the week. There is no mention in the article about that. Keeping up with information. There is no information about that in the article. Okay? Obviously, letter F makes sense because it's hard to collect fruit from people who lives far away. But it was not the problem he faced at the beginning. It was getting enough people to participate in his project. Okay, now we're going to compare and contrast. Okay, so we have 27. Dylan, I'm going to underline this. Dylan and Zach will most likely agree with that. Well, helping is good, I guess. Let me read them and see which one is better. Children can help more than adults can. No, I don't think so. Children can help. This part was good. But more than adults, no. Using technology is the only way to inform people? No, because they didn't use just technology. Schools should support people. Okay, Zach didn't use a school. It is easier to accomplish a goal with the support of friends and family? Yes, because Dylan received the support of his parents and Zach received the support of his brother. Question 28. Dylan's plan in a book for Jonah differs. Okay, I'm going to circle this one. This means different. Dylan's plan from Zach's plan are different because Dylan's plan has, what does it have? Involves giving to others. Both of them involve giving to others. People in the community. Both of them have people in the community. So Dylan's plan involves creating something to sell. Yes, he created a book. And Zach, no. Providing information on a website. No, they both did that. My only correct answer is letter H. They both created. I'm sorry. Dylan was the only one who to create something. He wrote a book. And 29. Paragraph 5 of a book of Jonah and paragraph 3 of Fruit for All are similar because the paragraphs I have no idea. I need to go back and find them. So, paragraph 3 in the book of Jonah. Let me look for it. Okay, I found my paragraphs. It was paragraph 5 from the first one. It says, it's right here. This one. So far, Chocolate Bar has raised several $100,000. Dylan's goal is $1 million. He gives all the money to the University of Florida College of Medicine, where doctors are trying to find a cure for this disease. So it's actually telling us or letting us know how much he has raised and how far he needs to go. Okay? And for paragraph 3 in Zach's article, it also says, I wrote down the word success. What word did I write here? Oh, I didn't. Okay. So, with the help of his brother, Jackson, and other volunteers, Zach has gathered and donated more than 70,000 pounds of fruit. So, let me find my question. Paragraph 5 and paragraph 3 are similar because they tell us how much they have raised. Okay, let me read. Provide details about Dylan's and Zach's achievements. Yes, how much they have raised. B. Give information about how others can support them. No. Describe how Dylan taught their ideas. No. Explain how other people learn. No. It just said how much money they raised or how much fruit they raised. So it is this one, the correct one, letter A. And my last question. What is one way that Dylan and Zach are different? Different, okay? And they're talking about them as people. How are Dylan and Zach different? Dylan has reached his original goal. No, he hasn't. He's still raising money. Zach is still working. Yeah, he's still working, but Dylan is still working too, so no. Remember, I need to have check mark, so for it to be correct. G. Dylan plans to write another book. No. Zach wants to limit the amount of fruit of his group collects. No. They never said that. He doesn't want to limit. H. Dylan receives support from his community. Yes. Zach receives support from his family. No, he receives support for the community too. J. Dylan's idea resulted from wanting to help a friend. Yes. But Zach's idea came from learning about other organizations. No. Oh, how they are different. So I need to have like this, right? They are different. This is how they are different. Dylan's idea resulted from wanting to help a friend, and Zach's idea came. Oh, no, wait. No. This is not okay. Let me look for one that is different. Dylan received support from his community, but Zach received support from his family. No, this is not okay. Dylan plans to write another book, but Zach wants to limit. No. Maybe it's letter F. This is the one that sounds better. Dylan has reached his original goal, but Zach is still working toward achieving his goal. Okay, I'm gonna start over because I got confused. Let me think again. Dylan has reached his original goal. No, in the book, in the article, it says that he still needs to raise money. He wanted $1 million. Zach is still working toward achieving his goal. Yes, but this first part is not true. It's false. So it cannot be. G. Dylan plans to write another book. This part is false. He's not planning to write another book. And this part is also false. He doesn't want to limit. So F and G cannot be. H. Dylan receives support from his community. This is true. Zach receives support from his family. This is false. Not only his family, but also the community. So it's got to be J. Dylan's idea resulted from wanting to help a friend. This is true. Zach's idea came from learning about other organizations. This is true. And let me go back to the paragraph where it says about that, where it's mentioned that he got an idea from them. And in paragraph 1, it says exactly that he learned from other organizations. It says, one day in 2010, a high school student named Zach found out a way to help people who need food. The organizations he learned about. So he learned from other organizations. It says right here, the organizations he learned about. Okay, the organizations he learned about. And it says right here the same words. Learning about other organizations. So both of them are true. Letter J is my correct answer.